Welcome back to the Mecha Pigs. Now here I am, I'm fighting the Mecha Pigs in this spooky church. And let's see what fresh hells this spooky church has for me. Let's check this desk here before we go a-reading. Something just breathed. I'm not sure I appreciate that, Mr. Amnesia. Get out of my way. Twin candles bent to the will of the central saint, casting their light to the corners of the chapel. Father Jeremiah, I thought, could be trusted with the secret, but he is like all the others. So the old priest has gone to the holding pens with his flock. He says he will enter into our world with them, a shepherd indeed. Okay, plenty spooky. Okay. Something terrible is going to happen in this church. I'm just letting you know this game's going to get scary at any moment. So, hopefully you guys are prepared for that. Those stairs just take me over here. Not safe. Oh. Oh God. That's fairly brilliant. I'm pretty into this. It's scaring the bejesus out of me. However, that's great. It could be like a knob for a lever. They flock to us now, where once I had to walk amongst them to bring salvation into their lives. Now, drawn by warmth in winter, by the food that Mandus distributes, my church is full and my charges are saved. He walks amongst them, and they almost worship him. He will not allow them to work in his factories, claiming that his workforce are specially trained for the new machinery he uses, and that it would be irresponsible, nay, unethical, to risk such precious lives as he sees here. A changed man since Mexico. It is to be praised that in the face of such appalling tragedy, and from the confines of his sickbed, as he is often chained to, he conducts one of the greatest and most benevolent charities in all of London. Not content with the rise to become the dominant food produce business in the land, he distributes his goodwill, his fares to the poor, and they congregate about his kingdom in gratitude. So, yeah, these are like cast-offs from the machine that created the pigs, maybe? Something like that. Only in video games, folks. Well, that is where I'm supposed to be. I need to put this candle. I'm guessing this is a lever for something or other. My computer's performing weirdly, like he's kind of stopping up. I don't know what that is about. Ah, yes. Well, this will make bad things happen. Okay. Secret church cult. See what the journal has to say about that. I've been getting... Well, it appears that I have no choice. Thus I descended, and may God have mercy on my soul. If this is my bedlam, and I am to be cast as Matthews, then I will wear that mantle for the sake of my boys, and face whatever horrors lie beneath the altar. There's plenty of those I haven't read, it looks like. I just have not noticed when they popped up. I don't care for this, folks.
Listen, Papa. Hold the egg to your ear. You can hear the sea.
I don't like the story of that egg. Don't like the way my light is blinking on and off. What exhumation is this? What rotten fruit? What bestitching of parts? I doubt I will ever be found, yet I leave you this, scrawled in the malodorous half-light, whilst my tormentor shuffles below. My fellow prisoners keen and squeal in the gloam, and where I wait for the knocking upon my cage that signifies it, is, finally, my turn to make that dark journey into the interior. Lots of cages. Good churches don't have cages in their basement. If you're ever like attending worship service, you go to the church, you find that it has cages in the basement. It's a good sign that it's not a good religion. Okay, somebody's screaming to be let out. Oh, my frame rate keeps dropping. Game keeps sticking. The worst possible. Oh shit. Worst possible time for that. The pigman's down here. Ziggy Piggy caught him. Yeah, I do not care for this, folks. Not one bit. The light's gonna go off at exactly the wrong time. Oh, fuck! Yup. Okay. There's a Ziggy Piggy down here. I hope it doesn't come right for me. I think this is what I'm supposed to do, is sneak past it here. Oh, thank goodness. And so to the stoking. Pulling cogwheels now, sneezed into his kerchief when the dust got into his eyes. I had begun to change more rapidly now, he surmised. Good night. His loading screen isn't going anywhere, apparently. There we go. Oh, okay. I've been here, I think. It might be the same one. I'm back at the house. But now I know Ziggy Piggy's out, back there. The Mecha Pig.
Water in his shoes. Always the water, and the sparks of the embers of the wheels. It's too bony! It's too damn bony!
My soul shudders at what I have seen, but at last I have reached the main part of the factory. Now onwards, downwards to find these floodwaters and drain them away. Like Moses, I will cleave the waters and lift my little darlings clear of its vile fate. The language in this game is really quite lovely.
These men, Professor, these so-called men of vision, they would shackle the masses to a wheel and turn it till their backs break. All for that opiate, the lure of profit. These fools who lackey them, these priests, these officials, this government, they make pigs of us all.
But what solution, my dear man? How to break a cycle? You cannot simply remove the promise of a better world for these unfortunates. In the workhouses, in the orphanages, the belief in heaven is surely the only succor one can find.
We do not need to wait. We can bring forth paradise now. We can speed the passion. With only a small sacrifice, we can hold the apocalypse. With just a small sacrifice, we can free our shackles and deliver them to paradise now.
Someday there'll be a game that's about making a big change to society that isn't doesn't end in disaster. I understand, like, conflict equals drama equals story, blah blah blah, but it still seems like whenever anyone tries to do something in a game, it's all for evil. Where are you running, Ziggy Piggy? This monster is not as scary as the monster in Dark Descent. I'm not as scared of the pig man. I like the pig church a lot. I like the writing. I'm not as scared as I was in Amnesia 1. There'll be scary things that will happen, I'm sure. But right now, not quite as scared. I'm saying that to dare the game into doing something. That's not actually true. That wasn't my intent. But yeah, we're getting close to where I'm going to want to call it for this episode. You know, short episodes are good. I'm going to beat this game probably today, so... You know, I won't make a huge release schedule or anything. Or a hugely slow release schedule for these bad boys. Each compartment is ergonomically designed with a feed trough at one end so the product naturally settles into a position ready for the stunning arms to connect to the skull. We use the natural static charge built up by the friction of the carts against the belt to build an electrical charge, which is contained within glass vacuum canisters at the sides of the stunning arm mechanisms and delivered along the stun arms via copper cabling. We have observed that the artificial lightning contained within these canisters seems to calm the product further. Post-stunning, the line tilts sharply to the vertical, the physics of which tips the stunned product upwards to fall directly onto the hook of the bleeding line. This hook passes normally through the haunch or thigh of the product, and from this point we dispense with the belt and instead instigate a channeled floor, which creates a funnel allowing blood and byproduct excretions to collect and run to the fluid collection tanks. Lovely. Let's wrap up with this phone call here.
Hear me, Mantis. I am compromised. Our contacts must be brief and occasional. Beware the wretches who populate this compound. The way you seek is under the pistons. When you meet the saboteur, you will understand everything.
Alright. Anything else I need in this place? It's a nice little safe place for a break. I didn't check the time when I first started recording, so I apologize if this is a short episode. Not my intention to make this specifically short. But like I said, I'm going to move to like a twice a week release schedule rather than once a week, which was originally my intent. So hopefully the pacing does not suffer too much. Anyway, good night and good luck, and until then, do it in the road.